The Suffolk County SPCA is looking for the person responsible for these kitten slashings. They're taking this flyer and hanging it all over town in the hopes that someone will come forward with more information. Governor Cuomo offered to buy out every single home here on Fox Beach Avenue, in part because when Hurricane Sandy hit, 3 people died. With the first buyout scheduled to close on Thursday, even residents who have been hesitant to accept the offer have reconsidered. For the average driver here on the BQE, travel time from Brooklyn to Manhattan has more than doubled thanks to multiple construction projects, and there's no end in sight. You can call it a joyride, a booze cruise, or even a tourist attraction, anything but a mode of transportation. City officials say of the 65,000 daily riders of the Staten Island Ferry, most never step foot on Staten Island soil. Whether you run, jog, walk, or stroll around Central Park, questions of park safety in Manhattan are in everyone's mind. And have you heard about the recent stabbings and attacks?
Slashing, super scary.
Brooke understands that crime exists in New York, but admits while it sounds naive, she thinks about criminals striking in a crowded and open space.
It's scary, yeah, because we have little ones also.
Right.
And when we come, we're not thinking about defending ourselves over anything.
In the past 2 weeks, 5 people were attacked and 1 person was killed in New York City parks. Police say that in each case, a mentally disturbed individual was responsible. New York City parks advocates say that this is an issue that needs to be examined.
We have a lot of homeless population in our parks. Some of them live in our parks, and the mental ill aspect is obviously a huge issue, especially these are open spaces, and you can't control that situation necessarily once they're out.
Park advocates like Jeffrey Croft worry that overcrowding and the early release of mentally disturbed patients at local hospitals might be a factor in the recent uptick of attacks.
The city and the state should be doing their best to treat these people before they get outside, because we've seen some really horrific incidents happen recently that obviously should, the public should be concerned.
New York City is full of green space. The concrete jungle has more than 1,700 parks, which Croft says women and families with children frequent on a daily basis. And if something isn't done to curb the crime, parkgoers will stay home.
There are all sorts of things that we probably need to be doing to better support our mentally ill community.
In Manhattan, this is Mary Almonte. Phil DeMarco stocks the shelves in the pasta aisle every day at the Stop and Shop on Staten Island. But these days, he does his best to avoid putting Barilla pasta out for purchase.
It's kind of like a smack in the face.
DeMarco is a gay employee who now refers to Barilla as the hate pasta after its CEO took a stand against homosexuality last week.
What's wrong with gay people?
Pasta buyers across New York are asking the same question. It's even prompted one woman to launch a petition to get the supermarket giant to stop carrying the brand for good. Do you buy Barilla products?
Yes, I used to.
Rosemary DeMarco has already begun boycotting the pasta brand.
I told my son not to bring him in the house either because I'll throw it right out.
Margaret Rappa says today she noticed fewer Barilla boxes in the store.
Well, I noticed that there's hardly any on the shelves.
The anti-Barilla Stop and Shop petition is about 700 signatures away from reaching its 10,000 signature goal online. However, that doesn't mean that the supermarket chain is pulling the pasta from its shelves anytime soon. In a statement, a Stop and Shop spokesperson says the objective is to bring their customers the products that they want to purchase, and that it does not imply that they endorse the supplier's views on any given subject.
Things like that don't faze me too much.
But DeMarco says Stop and Shop's lack of action is disrespectful to its customers and employees.
There's nothing really we can do about it because it's the company's decision, but we're just taking our own action, not buying it.
In Staten Island, I'm Mary Almonte.